Hey everybody, this is Jay from PMD Games, and I'm going to show you how to make a box for your card game. So this is our game box for our game called The Ginger Wars, and just so you can see it, the front, side, back, side, lid, it opens like this, and inside you can see the card game and rule booklet, so I'll just pop it like this when someone wants to play. Just like this, and this is what we'll be making. Here's our game box uncut. You can find templates for this online just by searching Google. If you can't, DM me and I'll let you know where to go. So when you have your design printed out, you're going to print out the cut line as well. And one thing I did with the cut lines, hopefully you can see it, is make it 50% gray. I can see it perfectly. If they were black or another color that was bright, during the cutting phase, after you made the box, you might notice some of that color on the sides here. So having it, 50% gray will make sure you don't see it, even if your cuts are off by a little bit. So you have your Adobe Illustrator file, and it has the cut lines. And one thing you might want to do is change the width of it to match the amount of cards in your game and the width of your rule booklet. So for instance, this is our 4-player demo. It is this thick, and our full version is a 6-player and is much thicker. So to do this, you're going to have to change the width of some of the panels on your design. Just so you know where everything is, on this template, we have this side here, this side over here. This is the glue side. So this will be folded in and glued. The top will have to be adjusted, as well as the 2 bottom panels. To adjust the panels in your Adobe Illustrator file, the first thing you're going to have to do is put a ruler line of where your edge is currently, and put another ruler line of where you want it to be. Next thing you're going to do is use your direct selection tool and select the anchor points over here for this panel, and then drag it to where the ruler line is that you just made. You're going to do the same for the glue line panel. You're going to drag it out. The middle one here, you're going to do the same thing. Put a ruler line of where the cut line is now, and then put another ruler line of where it's going to be. Then you're going to select all these anchor points and drag it to where your new ruler line is. You'll be doing the same horizontally for your lid and 2 bottom panels. So now you have your cut lines all sorted out, and you want to add your design. So what you're going to do is create a new layer under the cut line layer and start designing. You might not have control of how your game is going to be stacked or put on a shelf. So you want to make sure that people know what it is from a distance, no matter how it's stacked. So now you're ready to get your design printed. So head over to your local printing shop and see what type of stock they're working with. You want something that's thick, durable. Mine has a gloss cover, which I think looks really nice. You want to make sure it's going to fold well. So check out what stock they have. If you're not satisfied, go to another printing shop and see what they have and compare. When you get it printed out, make sure you print a couple extra, because you might make a couple mistakes during the cutting, scoring, or gluing phase. So have a couple extra just in case. After you have your printouts, the next thing to do is to cut all of them out. One thing you can use is a pair of good scissors, if you're a good cutter. If you are using scissors, make sure you don't cut all the way to the end there, because that will leave a little dent in the paper if you go all the way. So when you cut, just keep that type of motion along the lines. Another method is to use an X-Acto knife with a ruler. So this ruler has a cork back, which is recommended. You want to go along your cut lines. Press down on the ruler with force. If you press down hard on the ruler, it's going to make the cut a lot easier. And you're going to have to be really careful using an X-Acto knife. And make sure you practice this, and you're not going to slide off the ruler and accidentally cut your hand. So with the X-Acto knife, you're going to press down here, make your cuts, and cut out your box. Once you're all done that, you're going to want to score it. So all the cuts have been made here, and now you want to put in the folds. So you do that on the back because you don't want any creases showing on the front. Okay, so now I have my ruler and another X-Acto knife. If you don't have an X-Acto knife, you can use a normal kitchen knife. That's not too sharp. So we're just putting the folds. We want to make sure we're not cutting through the box, so this should work out fine as well. To line up your cuts, you're going to get your ruler in place, like so. And then you're going to go along the ruler with your X-Acto knife with minimal force. You want enough so there's a crease, but not enough to cut through the paper or cardboard. So there we go. That is a fold there. So by scoring it like that, I can easily fold it. So I'm going to speed up the time for the rest of the scoring. So here we go. So this is our game box all folded. Now, when we glue it, it's going to close in like so. That will be glued and then closed. I'm going to put down some paper for gluing, and I'm just going to use normal household white glue. This works fine. And one other thing I'm going to use is a piece of wood to spread the glue around. Okay, so let's go. So these two smaller flaps here will be glued and go on top of this bottom flap connected to the front. The side flap will be tucked in like that, and then there will be glue here, and then it's going to close like that. So first, put on the glue. Next, I'm going to put it on the side panel. Make sure to spread that around. And it's evenly distributed. Okay. So now I'm going to close it like that. Go with my hands. And the glue's not dried yet, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up the last panel. Okay, I'm going to spread it around, make sure it's evenly distributed again, and close that up. Make sure everything lines up. Okay, I'm going to use the dry part of this stick here to make sure the bottom panels are all touching and it's not loose. And I'll do that. Use my hands for the sides. box is glued, and we're just going to set this off to the side to dry. And when it is, you'll be able to use it for your cards. Thanks for watching our tutorial on how to make a card game box. Hope you all learned something. If you have any questions, just leave it in the comments below. You can also follow us on Twitter at PMDGames, and follow our landing page for our card game called The Ginger Wars at www.thegingerwars.com. We have a Kickstarter coming out September 30th, 2015, so make sure to look out for that. Thanks for watching, guys.